December 1968. A freezing fog rests over the streets of Tokyo as the city wakes up. A white transport van navigates the quiet roads of the Fuchu district. Inside sit 4 bank employees, making what appears to be a highly routine morning delivery. Resting heavily in the back of the vehicle are thick steel boxes. Inside those boxes is exactly 300 million yen. In today's money, that is roughly $25 million. This cash represents the year-end bonuses for thousands of factory workers, making it highly anticipated. The planned route was entirely routine. Security was not the system's vulnerability, but the assumption today mirrored yesterday. The quiet is broken by a blaring siren. A police motorcycle pulls up fast behind the van, forcing the driver to pull over. An officer steps off the bike. His uniform is pressed, his badge and helmet exactly what they expect to see. He carries unquestioned authority. He approaches the driver's window with serious news. The bank manager's house was bombed, and a threat was called in for this van. Fear overrides protocol. The 4 employees yield to the officer's instructions, opening the doors and stepping away from the vehicle. The officer crawls underneath the chassis. Seconds later, a hiss echoes out, followed by thick white smoke and sparks erupting from the engine. The officer yells for the men to run. The employees scramble to the roadside, leaving the vehicle and the steel boxes completely exposed. The officer calmly stands up. He opens the van door, sliding into the driver's seat, and drives 300 million yen away into the fog. In under 10 minutes, without firing a single shot, the thief used psychological obedience to execute a bloodless heist. As the fog clears, the employees find a commercial warning flare emitting smoke on the asphalt. The officer and the bomb threat were a performance. The state response is massive. Japan launches its largest ever manhunt, deploying 170,000 police officers to find a single man. Detectives interrogate over 100,000 citizens. Wanted posters detailing a composite sketch of the phantom policeman are posted in every train station in the country. Days later, the stolen white van is found abandoned in a vacant lot. Inside are the empty metal frames of the cash boxes. The forensic teams strip the vehicle down, but find no usable fingerprints. There are no reliable eyewitnesses to question, and no camera footage to help track the suspect's movements. The thief left behind a void of actionable evidence. By doing nothing out of place, he left the country's massive investigative apparatus with no leads to pursue. In the absence of physical proof, investigators turn to rumors. Early suspicion falls on a bank employee who might have known the delivery schedule. Other detectives pivot toward an institutional suspect, theorizing that a former police officer designed the heist to exploit specific departmental protocols. Eventually, police identify a prime suspect, a 17-year-old boy, who happened to be the son of an actual motorcycle police officer. Before he can be thoroughly questioned, the boy dies of potassium cyanide poisoning. Near his body, authorities find a note hinting at his involvement in the robbery. Detectives search his personal life for a connection to the cash. They find no physical evidence linking the teenager to the stolen money or the crime scene. The investigation hits another total dead end. Each promising lead eventually dissolved, leaving the police to cycle through the same theories for years with no new results. The years pass without a break in the case. In 1975, the statute of limitations for the crime formally expires. The Japanese police force issues a public statement admitting they have no suspect to charge. The legal books on the heist are permanently closed. With the law unable to touch him, the thief becomes a folk hero. He is reimagined as the phantom policeman in movies, television, and manga. The money was never recovered. After years of failed leads and thousands of interviews, the police had demonstrated that their massive mobilization was no match for a well-executed plan. The thief bypassed faults and guards by using timing and street-level theater. He challenged the state without ever needing to use a weapon. Over 50 years later, the money remains lost. If the phantom policeman is still alive today, it leaves behind a quiet, lingering question. What does a mind capable of the perfect crime do with the rest of its life?